Our guest today on Visionary Leaders Mind is Gene. Okay, and Gene, help me with your last name. Gene Eidelman?
Eidelman.
Eidelman. Okay. And so tell us what your company is and what it's about.
Sure. Brad, good to see you. Yeah, Azure printed homes, 3D print homes is recycled plastic. We do it 30% less expensive, 70% faster, and with positive environmental impact. So kind of a revolutionary method to build housing.
Okay. And how long have you been doing this? And when did and let's back up and talk about the epiphany that started you down this road.
Sure. Yeah, we started the company almost exactly 4 years ago. But I've been in construction and real estate development for most of my adult life, over 30 years. So what everybody in real estate construction usually complains about, or people talk about crisis, it's in housing and climate, right? So there is a tremendous housing shortages all over the world, and U.S. is no exception. And then construction industry is a second worst pollutant. You see huge trash bins in front of every construction project. So first of all, there's a tremendous amount of waste. It almost seems like half of the material that construction companies buy for the project end up in the trash can before they're used. And then the cement is terrible for the environment. For every pound of cement, 0.92 pounds of CO2 is created. And so with our climate crisis and warming, cement is a terrible contributor for that. So when my business partner and I decided to start the company, we wanted to find a solution for sustainability, but also just because of the shortages in labor and material, that's what causes what causes the cost to go up, and just inefficiency of the whole construction process. If you take a look at pictures from 100 years ago of, say, how people move from one place to another, you have a horse and buggy and you have a construction guy pounding the nails. Auto industry moved a long way, right? Construction, there's still construction guys pounding the nails. So very little change has happened, and that's the reason for where we are, from both cost, lengths of construction, and terrible sustainability. So we decided to change it. We started the company. We didn't know exactly where our journey is going to lead us. And then our path also kind of got muddied 6 months after we started with COVID. So actually, we give COVID credit for allowing us to focus on this problem and try to find an immediate solution, because my business partner and I spent a lot of time in the office, but this time there were no employees. All of our employees were on site. All of the office employees work virtually. So we had plenty of time to think about what we want to do. There was a lot of 3D printing already started at that time with cement. And again, because of the sustainability issue, we basically ruled that out. And so we asked, why not be able to print it with alternative material? We zeroed in on plastic in combination with fiberglass and carbon fiber, because that combination is already used in other industries, in autos for interiors, and aerospace for interiors of planes. So we're not starting from scratch, but this type of material was not used in construction. And so over the last 3.5 years, we designed the unit types that can be built this way. We designed the system that can be used to build this. And then in May of this year, started manufacturing. I mean, there's lots of pitfalls along the way, lots of small victories by being able to print a couple units using alternative methodology last year. But this year, we're really on the way. Started making and delivering units in the last 90 days. And now every week goes by and we're shipping to more and more units. So that's kind of where we are.
That's pretty fun. I like the evolution of it. I started my career out in research and development, as a chemist, and lived my life that way. So I appreciate all the ups and downs and the road bumps. If you have potholes in the road, dear God, right? So good.
Sure.
Now I want to take you back. I want to take you back, literally, if you can, to describe the moment where you said, "Oh, this is something I want to do," or was it kind of a gradual thing rather than a moment?
Yeah, it really was a gradual thing. I cannot point to a single moment. We really where it really was a step by step and kind of led us this way because we liked people who were using 3D printer for cement, didn't like the sustainability aspect, and also just realized that we wanted to get out of building buildings on site because rain, snow, hot weather, cold weather are all the reasons why construction is so slow. So initially, we just made a decision that we want to build it in a factory. And then we were hoping to find off-the-shelf printers because, like I've mentioned earlier, other industries use this product. So going around the world, talking to people and seeing whether there are some existing printers or technology that can be used. Couldn't find that. And then just one thing led to another. Some people proposed to use what was closer to what we wanted to accomplish, but there were limitations because our buildings are 10 feet high. So we quickly found that, for example, in aerospace and in auto, all the structures that are printed from plastic or recycled plastic are generally no more than 4 or 5 feet high. So we have to figure out how to achieve the height. And then we also we ran computer models for how to make our units survive earthquakes, hurricane winds and snow loads. So it was a parallel effort of, again, I think what helped us a lot is being general contractors. There are many people who are getting into our industry who are more of the engineers on 3D printing side or robotics. Right. And then they're trying to figure out how to use the technology for our industry. I think what helped us a lot was being from the industry because every time we would look at some idea, we say, well, how would we permit this? How would customers look at this? So having experience of many years being customers ourselves and working with other customers and working with regulatory regimes, how would we get this approved by local governments, state governments, so on and so forth, led us to this point.
Good. I like that. If you don't think from the customer toward you, in the whole process, most industries don't survive that. A few do, but not very many. So
yeah, product market fit is the hardest piece of a startup business. I really believe, finding the product that fits the market, because a lot of entrepreneurs have an idea because of their personal desire to come up something or something they needed to use, but finding a product that can be used by many, many hundreds and thousands of customers, that's hard. And I've started a couple other businesses before, and usually it was that idea. You think of an idea, you build it, and then you try to sell it. In our instance, we, a little bit over a year ago, put up an image of what this unit will look like. And that was the extent of our marketing for the last 15 months. And we've had hundreds and thousands of people like, I want this. And then what's interesting is we kind of designed the technology and the way we're going to build these units, but we now have multiple users, all the way from, somebody who wants it for their backyard studio or for their ADU in their backyard.
Right.
Glamping resorts. And these are resorts that want to have usually rely on tents and yurts. So this would be real nice to have on our property. Hotels. We have a customer just a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I'm redoing the pool, and I would love to have some of these units, by the pool. Housing developers, for sale housing, build to rent housing. Advocates for affordable housing, all the way from the homeless to less expensive homes. So we didn't think of all these use cases. We were just thinking, this is a way to build faster and with better impact and less expensive. And it's amazing to see people who just look at this and think of how they would use it in their use case.
Right.
So yeah, in some respect, it's a little bit challenging now that we're in production to have kind of we're working on this just as we speak, to develop kind of a separate, kind of almost a channel of units for the homeless. These are the scenario. These are the different unit types, or units or bigger homes for rent. These are different bigger unit types, or ADU for your backyard. Here's how to do it, how to get a permit. Or glamping resort. Here's one way. Here's multiple ways to do it. So it was kind of initial idea to the users input of what they see using it like, and now our challenge is to really make it easy to purchase, because we now heard all the different desires, unit price, unit size, unit prices, and so now our challenge is to simplify the process so that they don't have to, pick up a pencil and a pad of paper every time somebody wants to buy something. It's like give enough options where you can say, yeah, this is what I need. How can I order it?
So the goal, maybe you're there, maybe you're not there, but the goal is they come to your website or they see a video and they click on, okay, I want this unit. They click on it. It pops up a way to buy it right there.
It's already there. So what is on our website is this use for our initial use, ADU or a backyard studio. That's what was popular during COVID. And that's what we started with. So you can now go on our website and order a little backyard home or backyard studio, just like you order a Tesla. It gives you a couple designs, it gives you different sizes, different lighting finishes, different exteriors, different interiors. You really can, in less than 10 minutes, select a unit, total transparent pricing. Every time you make a selection, there are many options that are already included in the price. There are other options that you can add, like a solar and a battery or air conditioning. Like I've said, so we already have it for like 6 different unit types, but we're working to make it even easier for different product types.
Well, I like that. The world needs what you're doing, and I like the recycled plastic part of it, even if it's not 100%.
Yeah, it's a 60%. To call a product recyclable, you need to use at least 60%, and we use more than 60%. It's that's kind of our core material. That's what's easier to melt and to mold, but we reinforce it with materials that make it more, like fiberglass. That's rigidity to it. Mm-hmm. Carbon fiber makes it so that it doesn't expand and contracts in desert areas where there's big fluctuation of temperatures. Carbon fiber keeps it solid, and then we add the UV stabilizer because plastic fades since you're in chemistry, right? So UV stabilizer, fire retardant materials to meet fire criteria. So the secret sauce has enough materials where it really is solid, but one primary material of which we have the most of is recycled plastic.
Good. Thank you. And thank you from the world. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Good. So are there any other questions that kind of in your thought process of bringing this to your customers, is there anything that you'd like to add?
Yeah, I really think that I'm passionate. I mean, I really think that a lot of our early users, like we're shipping next week a unit for a glamping resort on Big Sur. So beginning next week, people will be able to book a reservation and stay on our unit's experience. It's a beautiful setting. It's called Three Bones Resort, right on the Pacific Ocean.
Oh, cool.
Just a beautiful, beautiful setting. People will get a sense of the beauty and the comfort of our unit, and and many people will buy for their own. We're shipping a unit again early next week for a backyard in San Clemente, Orange County. Beautiful setting, great views. My passion, quite honestly, is to find a solution for the housing crisis we're in. So, be it not-for-profit developers, cities or counties, there is so much need. And the way we address homeless crisis is totally ineffective. In Los Angeles and San Francisco, to build one unit for the unhoused takes 3 years and costs $750,000. With 75,000 people unhoused in LA County alone, that's tens of billions. We don't have enough money in this world to do this. Our unit costs $20,000 to $30,000. So just being realistic and taking new approaches. People said there is a lack of land. Unhoused, find and I live 7 minutes from my factory in a very nice part of Los Angeles. I pass hundreds of unhoused. We gotta find space. There are unused land there's land around schools that have been closed. There are huge parks where homeless live in anyway. It's like we can just allow the unsightly, unhealthy terror. I came to this country from Ukraine. United States is the wealthiest country in the world. How can we allow almost 600,000 of our citizens to live on the street? That just cannot happen. It's a crisis that will not go away. We're going to pay for it. Our children will pay for it. The crime, the unhealthy standards, the damage that is done to businesses that can't operate because it's unsafe or unsightly to get out. So we gotta find a solution, and we gotta move quickly. So there are lots of crises around the world, but boy, we don't address this, which is right in our front yards. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know how we sleep at night, and very often I don't sleep at night because the sirens, and I know where they're coming from. They're right from the corner of the street where I live. And it's just we gotta solve this.
Well, I'm going to throw in a thought here, and then we can wrap this up. I think it's a two-direction process. We need to solve it from the homeless toward effective human beings, because every one of those homeless people is someone who's being ineffective with their life for themselves as well as the whole world. And then the other thought process to come from your direction, which is here's a set of products that we've invented that solve this problem more effectively than everything else. It doesn't cost $750,000 to put one of your units up, and I like that a lot. It takes invention and insight from both directions, just from the private sector. So, Gene, I really appreciate your time today and bringing us kind of a description of what you've done, the process it took you, which was kind of gradual and evolutionary to get to where you're at. And I appreciate that. We'll have a place down below for people to come to your website, and we'll put that link in. And is there anything else? If someone wanted to reach you, is that the best way? Just go to your website and reach out?
Yeah, Brad. No, I really appreciate the opportunity. You go on the website, and there's a way to contact, and I reply to all the emails, and we have a team here that is really looking for solutions and willing to help people. So thank you so much. Have a great rest of the day.
You too. Take care. Thank you.